I'm not even going to call Cutie because then people are going to yell at me. Taylor Swift TikToks from yesterday, Triple X. Oh my God, my internet, dude. Holy shit, it's so busted. Her fans aren't saying it's not good because it's good. I have definitely heard from fans of Taylor Swift saying that the album is not very good. So much so that Cutie literally said it could be potentially because it's bad on purpose. So no, I don't think it's like that. So Cutie coping.
I have a question. I have a genuine question. I put a lot of thought into this. 20-year Swiftie here reporting for duty with a question to the rest of you. Did I miss the memo where we were supposed to take this album seriously? Because what I remember is that it was announced on a podcast.
I just don't know enough about like Swiftie lore and Taylor Swift in general to be able to. I haven't even listened to the album yet. I've just been consumed with a lot of the takes off of the album. I know that there is, I'm not like I just don't care. Obviously, you guys know I'm not like the biggest music listener. Cutie is coping and that's okay. Lol, Taylor says is serious and she doesn't mind that people have their opinions on it. I mean, first of all, it's not a life or death situation, right? It's a famous recording artist who came out with an album and maybe it wasn't as well received as previous ones, and that's okay, you know? Saw a TikTok saying listen to the lyrics like it's an MF Doom song and it's good. Oh, I saw that one too. That's actually a banger TikTok. I was going to bring that up too. It's not the end of the world if this album didn't hit. You know what I mean? If this album didn't hit as well as previous albums did, it is what it is, right? Like it's not going to change the world. I will say, however, that there are a lot of people who I think were just like waiting for Taylor Swift's downfall too, because she's super popular. I don't know. I mean, she has like all the songs that I know of Taylor Swift and listen to from Taylor Swift are the songs that Cutie hates and says aren't good. Like I know the popular songs and I like the popular songs that I hear. You know, that's my take on Taylor Swift. Like, I just don't understand it. Otherwise, I don't understand it beyond whatever the top 40, platinum hits that she puts out. But given that she is a very famous recording artist with a diehard fan base, I feel as though, you know, there are a lot of people who are heavily scrutinizing the lyrics. Some of her fans are turning on her. As a lifelong Taylor Swift hater, some of those lyrics were racist, especially against black women, and I will not be hearing otherwise. I don't know which lyrics they are that are like anti-black women. Can't believe how soft you are. What the fuck happened to this channel? I just don't care. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, I think like people are shitting on her because they've been like waiting for a moment, and this album seems to be like the weakness that they've identified because even her fans are like not as invested in the songs. But I did see one response from a girly pop that was definitely a Swiftie. Okay, definitely a Swiftie, because she kept using words like our or saying stuff like we when she was talking about Taylor Swift and her experiences. And that's how you know someone is definitely a Swiftie. And the apex point of this criticism that made me unironically laugh out loud was when she turned around, okay, and said Taylor Swift is a white. This was also a banger. I'm afraid this was a banger. I will admit that. But I guess the lyrics in and of itself do not work with the flow that she puts out. But with like a MF Doom flow, it actually works a lot better. Top comment basically says you have to change everything about it to make it good. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is not a defense of Taylor Swift. This actually is, I think, a major criticism of Taylor Swift. Like, maybe you can defend the lyricism of it by pointing it like this, but this literally means that like the song works in an entirely different, if it's just an entirely different song and not the song that you are listening. But in any case, People are very mad. Is this the video you were talking about before? Wait, I think this might be the one. No, not this one. There was another one. There was another one. There was another one. There was another one. Because some of these criticisms I do agree with broadly. Like, as far as Taylor Swift having like limitations of being like a supremely wealthy white lady, of course she's going to have limits to her understanding of the world. She's going to have some horse blinders on, you know? I don't disagree with that at all. But that predates this latest album, you know? Oh, this is the one. Yes, this is the one. This is the one. You know this is a Swiftie, by the way.
Taylor Swift is handing the conservative agenda on a silver platter to the masses. And before I go any further, and before you argue with me, you cannot convince me that the master lyricist of our generation, akin to Shakespeare, the Easter egg master.
Okay, like that's a. Can we? This has to be a Swiftie, right? Like, I mean, she's saying like unironically that Taylor Swift's like lyricism is akin to Shakespeare.
Of our generation is not.
No, this woman is a high Beyonce stan like me, queen. Wait, really? Oh, her name is Basis Christ. Oh, she is Bayhive. Oh my God.
Try to rapid fire this as fast as I can so that my video is not an hour long, but we're going to start with the rollout of the album, the announcement of the album on our boyfriend's football podcast. Our boyfriend who plays for the NFL, who we are now aligning our brand with, who is one of the most racist and problematic industries in our country. Yes. Listen, I don't know how long Taylor Swift's been doing this, but I know it's been a pretty good amount of time. She's worked pretty hard for her career. But why are we sharing what you are saying is the best piece of work you've ever put out, and you're going to share it with a man? You're going to announce it with a... This is where the optics are starting. We are creeping our way down the conservative pipeline, and before you say that's a reach, I'm not done. We all know what's coming next, the engagement. They got engaged as a package deal with the album rollout. Yes, they did. The album was announced, and 1 day later, 2 days later, it was announced that they were engaged. We could talk about how manufactured that is. We could talk about how inauthentic it is. We could also talk about how it is yet another step towards the...
Maybe people will get mad at me, but like, although I am critical of Taylor Swift for, you know, or you know, for being a billionaire, being out of touch, flying around in private jets, hanging out with you know, MAGA Republicans from time to time, or people who are like, you know, pro-Trump from time to time, as is the case with like wealthy people. I thought this was a little bit of a stretch. I don't think, or using AI, that was another one, but I don't even think that she would like deliberately use AI. I think she probably outsourced it to someone who was using AI. But this, I think she just meant like she wants to have a lot of children. I do like, is woke back? Because I feel like this is like 2020 era of woke. I think this is like, you can say she's like tradwifing it for sure. Yeah, tradwife who's a workaholic billionaire. No, I'm saying that the presentation is like she's very happy. She's very happy about her relationship. And the album, I think, reflects that. I'm not a Swiftie by any metric, okay? But I feel like a lot of people who are angling this from every avenue so far has taken it to, dare I say, extreme levels. What's my interpretation? I mean, I haven't even listened to the music, so
Taylor Swift.
This makes it all the more humorous for me because I haven't even listened to the music. I've heard more commentary on Taylor Swift's new album than I have heard Taylor Swift's actual new album. Pop superstar slammed for racially charged lyrics aimed at fiance's ex, Cleveland.com. Oh, this is the one that everyone keeps posting. Okay, we'll fucking watch that one here.
Is obsessed with black women. Let's talk about it. Taylor Swift is obsessed with the fact that several of her exes have moved on to date black women, and she perceives this kind of conquering of Travis as an end or disruption of this pattern, and she's boasting about it in this album. Let's start with Opalite, which is very clearly about Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex-boyfriend whom he dated off and on from 2017 to 2022, and oh, Kayla Nicole happens to be black. The lyrics in Opalite could actually not be clearly more like targeting Kayla Nicole, right? It references a video that went viral a couple times in which Travis Travis is literally berating Kayla for being on her phone. Meanwhile, she is an influencer, so that is weirdo behavior because she was working and it's very controlling. But it is very clear nonetheless that that video is referenced in Opalite. The lyric reads, "You couldn't understand it, why you felt alone. You were in it for real, she was in her phone, and you were just a pose," right? Like, Taylor could not have been more obvious and like less creative here. It's not enough to me that like Taylor is using this like crazy like worldwide medium to best a woman that like previously dated her ex. It's also the fact that like Taylor is fully aware that Kayla has received like relentless and racist harassment, oftentimes terrifying, from Swifties in reaction to the fact that she previously dated Travis. So like this is like purposefully and like blatantly violent. This song accomplishes two things at once, right? It proves the fact that Taylor Swift is obsessed with Black women, and it endangers Kayla Nicole. But obviously our country is not at its best with critical thinking, so let's like analyze a different part of the song, right? So another lyric says, "But I'm not a bad bitch, and this ain't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down." So in this song, Taylor positions herself as this like unique, singular white flower that is so different from what? Black culture. And once you step back and realize the song is like final boss pick me X racism, you realize that Taylor Swift is preoccupied with like this obsession with Black women, in part because Travis Kelce has predominantly dated Black women in the past. And she wants to define herself as different from his past and therefore better. Again, very weird, very pick me.
Oh my God, Opalite is in reference to Midnight's album? Wait, so she's not even mentioning Opalite as a counter to like Onyx or something? Is that what it is? I need so much, dude, this is like, I need to download so much lore to understand exactly what the is happening here. And I feel like I'm in treacherous waters, even trying to comprehend what the is happening here. I feel as though this is, I'm not even going to call Cutie because then people are going to yell at me.
Behavior. Taylor's not only preoccupied with this idea that Travis has historically dated Black women, it's also the reality that several of her exes have moved on from her to Black women. And that confounds and ultimately like enrages her. And she's so obsessed with the pattern and the idea that she had to talk about it in this album. Chris, give me examples. Okay, well, we have Harry Styles, who is now reportedly dating Zoe Kravitz. We have Tom Hiddleston, who has moved on to be engaged to and co-parent with a Black woman whose name is Zawe Ashton. And then we have Calvin Harris, who went on to marry a Black woman named Vic Hope. So it is a pattern, and Taylor Swift is clearly aware of it because she is obsessed with her exes, and all of that together is making me feel very, very strange. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today I'd argue that this idea, the idea that white men have historically left Taylor Swift for Black women, is part of her personal mythos, right? I imagine she finds it both confounding and devastating that these men have left her, who is like the pinnacle of Western white beauty, right? She is the ideal white woman. Meanwhile, all of these white guys are leaving her for Black women, and I'm sure it's really pissing her off. So when Taylor like secured Travis, she achieved the ultimate feat in her mind. She had convinced a white man to leave Black.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this is a bit of a stretch. Like, I'm saying that even if I were to believe that Taylor Swift like despises Black women, which I have no reason to assume that there isn't like, you know, regular whiteness embedded in that sort of like attitude. Like, I don't know if this in and of itself is like the reason. So true, bro. She voted for Kamala. Wait, what? Yeah, I wouldn't believe this shit if it wasn't for that song Canceled is so ass. Yeah, I feel like the Canceled song is the one that is more indicative of her like making a potential potential move in the opposite direction rather than all this other stuff. Taylor and Zoe are really good friends. Zoe was one of the first person to listen to the album. Jesus Christ. Can we please stop talking about this? I'm a 38-year-old man. I mean, this is the meta.